You were listening to none other than Michael Isikoff, who's making the point that one of the guns used in the Aurora Theater massacre used to be illegal under the assault weapons ban. And he's saying this as if somehow James Holmes, the shooter in question, could not simply have purchased a different gun to help facilitate the massacre. Very, very strange. We have, without further ado, old friends of the show assisting me in the opining, my regulars for this part of the week. First, Robert Weiner, Democratic strategist, columnist, and former communications director for Clinton drug czar General Barry McCaffrey. He's also former chief of staff for the House Committee on Aging. Bob, good to have you back.
Alan, after Virginia Tech, I wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post about the spineless Congress, and gee, they've done it again now with Aurora after Columbine and Virginia Tech. Britain has 12,000, the United States has 12,000 gun murders a year. Britain, with its essentially ban on guns, has 200. You think there's a difference?
Had folks been allowed to have a concealed firearm in the theater, that this guy could very well have been taken out before taking out too many more lives, that is a credible observation. What say you, Bob Weiner?
Well, I say that every police department, except for three nuts, but virtually every single police department in America says you would expand gunfire, and they said it about Aurora, too, that if other people had guns, you would have had a gunfire war, and it could have been a lot worse. Look, you say...
well, hold on. I got to ask you, if that, whoa. If that's the case, then one wonders why it is that in every single state that has a right to carry a concealed weapon, crime is down. Gun murderers are lower than all those states without such concealed laws. What's wrong with taking a look at something that seems to work?
There is violence in big cities, little cities. I've looked at the numbers. As I said, there are 12,000 gun murders in America. Look, we license people and test them.
We got 40,000. I'm so tired of that number. We have 40,000 deaths. We have 40,000 deaths. I know, but it's one of sophistry. We have 40,000 deaths committed each and every year on our highways. Do we get rid of cars?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because we test for driver's licenses. We make sure that people can at least drive so that 40,000 isn't 240,000. So if we test for driver's licenses, if we have that kind of registration for driver's licenses to use a car because it's a deadly weapon, gosh, do you think we ought to use it for guns too?
So my question is, if you were this methodical and detailed in your plotting and planning, I don't know if the insanity defense is going to be as viable as it might be otherwise. Bob Weiner.
Well, that's right. Every guy who commits a murder could be said to be insane, and that defeats the entire purpose of our criminal justice system. So it's nonsense. This guy for months bought 6,000 rounds of ammunition, 3 different guns, maybe 4. I think he left one in his car or something, and walked in with the whole uniform to protect himself with a gas mask so he wouldn't face the tear gas, and the other people would. Everyone's a little different. The Virginia Tech guy, remember, was one who had a history of mental health, and they didn't check it because they didn't do the background check. This guy, it was the number of rounds, and it was the AR-47, the assault ban, that was the flaw. We need a comprehensive approach on this. There's got to be a high-level summit by the president, because this is the 9th one of these things. And we've got nothing because the NRA has too much power. That's what we've got.
Norway has gun control, and they had 77 people killed. It doesn't work.
Yeah, but how many total for the year?
Actually, Bob, let me ask you a question very directly. Do you see Democrats calling for more gun laws, or will their hierarchy tamp them down?
This is a plague on both our parties in this case, Alan. I'm the moderate centrist here.
Well, as long as you're posturing for laws that curtail our Second Amendment rights in the name of some more laudable goal, then you're not at all the centrist.
It's modified. It says to form a militia, and the NRA has gotten so much power that they get everybody to forget that modifying phrase.